From awesome interviews to rad reviews, it's Hello Friends, an unofficial Yo Gabba Gabba podcast. Let's jump right in and see what our friends are up to today.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Hello Friends, the unofficial Yo Gabba Gabba podcast. In this podcast, we're celebrating the wonderful, colorful, and fantastic world of Yo Gabba Gabba. My name is Zach, and I'm back with a mic, so you can expect much less audio pops from me. A lot less bugs. Speaking of bugs, I got some friends here with me, because as Weezer once taught me, all my friends are insects. First up, you probably recognize this guy as the guy who kept interrupting me last time with every sentence I had to say. It's Mr. That's Right himself, Harry.
Hi, yeah, I did do that. That's right. It's my catchphrase.
Indeed.
It's my catchphrase.
And who is that other voice you hear? It's the other co-host who was here with us last time. It's
He was very
Gio.
enthusiastic about it.
It's me, Gio. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Yay!
Yay.
And today we have got a first-timer on the show. His name is Mr. Glitchy. Tell the listeners who you are, Glitchy.
Yo, hello everyone. My name is Mr. Glitchy, and I
That's
like
right.
cool things, and I'm very very cool and stuff. And
He is very, very
other
cool.
So cool. So cool.
So rad.
Massive cool. So rad.
It's really cool.
Okay, go ahead,
Thank you
Zach.
for joining me today, gentlemen. Today, we have got a guest, our first guest ever on this podcast. This man is credited as one of the many people for bringing to life the tall, red, friendly Cyclops known as Muno. We are extremely pleased to welcome to our first ever official episode of the podcast, Josh Bally. Hello, Josh.
Hey guys, how we
Yay,
doing?
Josh.
I hope I said your last name right. I was a
We
toss-up
were trying to
between
figure that out.
Bally, Bailey, and Bailey.
It's actually pronounced Bali.
Bali?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too, man.
Okay.
Makes
Thank you for
sense.
clearing that up.
Me too, man.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Josh. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're
So,
really excited.
yeah.
Yeah. Here we
Harry,
are.
as I
Yeah.
promised you in our first episode, you have a signature question for every guest that comes on. So you want to go ahead
That's-
and ask that question?
Right. Yes, I do. Mr. Josh Bally, what is your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal. I gotta go with. Oh wow, that's a tough one. You know, back in the day, I used to like the sugary cereals, but now that I've gotten a little bit older, I gotta go with Raisin Bran Crunch.
Okay, that's a valid
Raisin
choice right
Crunch,
there.
Yeah.
That's a valid choice.
choice.
I do enjoy some Raisin
Healthy
Bran.
choice for a healthy body.
So you
Raisin
get
Bran,
you get the
Bran.
old timers in there, and then you get the sweet in there, and it just works.
See, look,
Yeah,
it's like everything you'd ever want.
Yeah. For
My kids are big fans of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's the go-to.
Yeah.
definitely.
That's my
what's-
favorite.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
kind of
get,
more. Okay.
let's get serious now.
All right, let's go.
So, Josh, to start us off, we'd love to know how you got started off and what you do in terms of your contributions to GABA, including costume performing and maybe voice acting.
Sure. So the way that I got GABA was I worked at Disneyland. I worked at Disneyland for 7 years, from 2003 to almost 2010. And I was anything in entertainment that you can think of, costume or, the head characters, shows, parades, stage management, anything you can think of in entertainment at Disneyland, I did. And I was doing what was then called Disney Performing Arts. And one of my coworkers did the pilot episode for Scott and Christian. And just joking around, she came in and she was like, "Hey, this show got picked up by Nick Jr." And I said, "If they ever need anyone tall, let me know." And they, in fact, needed someone tall. And so I went and I auditioned for the choreographer, Shannon. And, it was a pretty quick little audition. She taught me some counts of 8, and I did it to, one of the songs. And next thing I knew, I was on set doing Yo Gabba Gabba.
That is so rad.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kind of
cool.
being in the right place, the right time, and like
Yeah.
It's like
You-
so crazy because we've all seen you on our screens before.
and thanks guys for
yeah.
watching and being fans and like doing this is kind of awesome.
Hey, you're
They
Oh
welcome,
smell that now.
man,
man.
They
you're
smell.
welcome, man. You know,
They smell that. They
we're
smell.
I grew up on Gabba. It's just something we love.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. We all love
And
Gabba.
and when we did it, we thought it was cool. It was something. We were all, the whole cast and everything. We're just kind of young, and a lot of us worked at Disney, and we knew each other through that avenue. And we were just doing it, and it was something that was cool. We were like, okay, let's do this kids TV show and have some fun and dance around. That's kind of what we did. And then now, after it's been a minute, just like fans like coming through, and still like I still watch this with my kids, and I still, my son or daughter grew up on this. Like, thank you so much for everything you did. And we were just doing it because it was a cool concept, a cool idea, a cool show, and we were, it was. But now seeing that it's touched so many lives and done that, it's just mind blowing.
It's magic.
It is, man. It is, man. Yeah.
It
That's
is.
awesome,
It's
man.
beautiful,
That's
really.
awesome. How did you get in contact with the people in Yo Gabba Gabba to get the role as Muno?
Yeah, so like I said, I just asked my friend if they ever needed someone. The guy that did Muno for the pilot, I guess, I never met him, so I can't speak, but I guess he was a choreographer and, performer himself, and he was just doing it to help out, get the ball rolling on the show. So that's why, he didn't do the whole, the TV show and whatnot. So it was just, like I said, kind of being in the right place at the right time, asking the right question, kind of, messing around and just getting to do it.
Well, it's awesome that you were in that
Uh,
place at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because now we get
awesome,
to.
man.
Because now we're here.
I had
Yeah. Now we're here.
Interviewing you, yeah.
His name up earlier.
Okay, so
His name,
Oh.
the original Muno performer in the pilot, his name is Mick Thompson.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Mick Thompson.
Okay.
Yep.
definitely have to reach out to him one day.
We still did. No. We still did. We
Yeah,
still.
a little.
Okay, so what is the atmosphere and compression like inside that suit?
Oh gosh. If you ever gone camping and have in the cold and have slept in like a down feather sleeping bag, imagine just like throwing that over your body and dancing with just, we for Muno, we looked out the mouth. That was where our sight was, our vision, and that was the only kind of air that we had coming in. So it was very sweaty, it was very hot. I mean, it was a great workout,
Yeah.
It's like your own personal gym.
Oh yeah, it was,
It's
like wearing one of those
definitely.
like sweatsuits or something. So it was, and the first season, the costumes were built just kind of generically, if that makes sense. And then when we got into the later seasons, they were built more for us, like our body type. So if you watch back, you'll see that the first season, the costume is a little bit different from the other seasons.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
the pinheaded Muno.
Yeah, and then
pinhead.
Google was, he was like the old Muno suit without the dots, if you will.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I think I read about that
Turned
one.
into a legendary character.
Yeah.
Was it, man?
And so myself and David, the other Muno, when we weren't doing Muno, we would do Google or like other characters.
That's
Oh,
cool.
so he's also Muno,
Oh.
and he's
Yeah.
Google.
So there was two of us.
Zach,
That's
now
amazing,
now
man.
you gotta fix that intro.
Yeah.
I said one of many people. I didn't say he was the only one.
True.
Oh.
True.
Okay,
Yeah, Zach did say
Gucci.
that, yeah.
All right, so
You're up, Glitchy.
did you perform any other characters on Gabba besides Muno?
And
Yeah, so I did Google.
Yeah,
I was like an alien. Oh gosh, what else did I do? Anytime there was some like random characters, I was a clown one time. For I forgot what was the musical guest, but we were, dancers, so we played a lot of different roles if they needed us.
It sounds like a super fun job.
Oh yeah, it was
Definitely,
great.
yeah, definitely was.
I was thinking Weird Al at first for the clown, but then I realized no, that's
I
probably
think
super
that
musical.
was. I think that episode. I think the musical guest on that episode was Black Kids.
Black Kids, yeah, it was Black Kids. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so they
Basically
did
the
like we love clowns or we are clowns or something like that.
Yeah,
So
we love
we were
clowns.
like the dancing
We Love
clowns in
Clowns,
it.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool. That's
okay.
cool.
Yeah.
I would never even guess that. I would have thought they're just like random people off the street and like walk up to them like, "Hey, you want to
Oh
come
no, they
go
like
on Yo Gabba Gabba?"
like most of us had dancer backgrounds and whatnot, so we were able to, learn a little choreography and do that
Oh
for the
yeah, okay, it
show.
makes sense because like
That's
Disney,
awesome.
they got their characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick question before I get into this next question, but is it weird? Like, how did you? Because obviously Adam Driver does the voice of Muno, and then I assume you're moving to his voice. Is
Yes.
it difficult to do that?
No, we get the tracks before, like we have like a day of rehearsal before they actually film, to learn, the dance moves and or choreography or where we need to be. So they'll play it. Sometimes we would have an earpiece in, just to hear it, or sometimes they would just play it over like a speaker, just depending on, who's directing or whatever the case may be. So we had some time to adapt to, the vocals and the songs and everything. So
Okay,
Awesome.
this is a little off topic, but I just want to say, I like how you did it in that in the no wait, no, okay, never mind. I forgot that you guys weren't in the season 4.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so
They were in
we weren't in season 4 because we were actually touring during that time.
Oh yeah, wait. So like, how does that work for Gabba Live? Like for the first half, is it you or David, and like, do you guys like swap out halves?
Yeah, so for the live shows, I think I did 5 tours. They wanted to replicate what you saw on the screen as to what you saw on the stage. So they used most of the cast that was on the TV show for the live tour.
Okay.
So everybody that you saw, I don't know if you guys went to the live tour, if whatever. So
Wish
all
I
of the people
could.
that you saw on the live tour, 95% of them were on the TV show at one point. So you actually saw the cast of the TV show on the live tour.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I own the
Cool, yeah,
DVD.
cool.
I never actually got to go.
Okay, you should. It was fun. That was a blast.
Live
No,
shows
no.
online.
No. My
Live shows
like
are
I
online
have.
anyway. So,
There was the regular one and the Christmas one that they did. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
actual next question. That went into a whole different conversation. Yeah, as you said, you shared the role of Muno with David Crespin. How was it
Yep.
decided who was going to get to perform Muno in a particular episode or segment?
It just like flipped back and forth. So like one week would be my week, the next week would be his week. There was no like definitive kind of, you're doing these episodes, you're just kind of, all right, you're doing week 1, you're doing week 2, you're doing week 3. But like I said, whenever they needed extra characters or roles of, not the 5, we would come in and step in and do whatever they needed us to do.
Okay.
Cool.
It's an interesting thing between you and David because you have like, I don't want to say I'm a master of recognizing like manipulability, but you and David have a very like, it's not entirely similar because David, whenever he would do Muno, perfect for a podcast where no one can see me, but he a lot of the time would like have his hands in front of him like this and maybe like do like a thinking question mark like this. Well,
Yeah.
like you would have your hands out like this, always like, whoa.
Yeah, Dave, it's wow. I'm surprised that you noticed that. That's very like, so when I watch Gabba, like, that's very cool. Very cool of you to like pick that up. So David had a very he was very more very, I don't know what the words to do it were, but like you said, his hands were in front. He was very more like this, where I was more fluid with it. And not everyone would notice that, right? That's really unique that you could pick that out. And so when I'm watching, sometimes you lose track of like what episodes you did and who, whatever songs you did, but I can pick it out. I was like, oh, that's David. Oh, that's me. So when we do it or when I watch, I'm like, oh yeah, that okay.
Oh, you got the
Moves,
moves.
yeah.
Like
He
always
does have the
notice-
moves, yeah. He
no,
does
it's
have
like
the
how the
moves.
legs move on Gabba. It's like so crazy.
Yeah. You have some really cool dancers, man.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I remember when we were on tour, you know, there was I would used to do like the Matrix, like
like
back then
the
kind of
like the
thing.
back. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
So
cool.
that's something that like I would do, but like David wouldn't do. So like kind of our like signature, if you will. That was like my signature to the character. So if you see like a any of the shows or whatever, and I'm doing like the Matrix, I can't do it now. Don't get me wrong, but back when I was more limber.
That's cool.
Okay, now we're
That's cool.
supposed to go to a next question, and we went a complete tangent.
That's
Okay,
fine. That's fine. That's what it's all about. It's about having fun.
That's
That's-
fine. Yeah,
that-
having fun
Extending-
doing
We're
this.
extending the
That's why I made
episode.
this
It's more
podcast.
content.
Okay, who was your favorite guest star to work with on the show?
Hands down, I tell everyone this. This is a question I get all the time when people find out I'm Gabba. Was Jack Black.
Jack Black, definitely.
Okay,
Jack
that
Black,
makes
yeah,
sense. I
definitely
love
Jack
Jack
Black.
Black.
Yeah.
So
Every
working with
single
Jack
person who-
Black, he was just like he gets paid millions of dollars just to like be himself.
Mhm.
If that was the goal and the dream, just to be yourself and get paid millions of dollars, like that's what Jack Black does. And he was just so nice and like gave us all hugs and thanked us for him being there. Like that's not our job. Our job is to be here to be with you, like performing. But he was just like so grateful and professional and just had a great time. Right. Like this is a kid show. We're supposed to have fun. It's supposed to be awesome. And he just had a blast, and that made us have a blast as well.
Thank you for standing 20 feet away from the guy who asked me to be on this show.
Yeah.
It's like every
Okay.
single person who has
Oh.
ever watched or touched Gabba, like they always bring up Jack Black, no matter what. Like on Gabba's TikTok, everywhere I see Jack Black.
Yeah,
Jack Black, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was such a great episode. The songs were amazing. The way that and the orange suit that he wore, that was actually one of Lance's suits.
Oh,
And
so
he-
they like
that's cool.
stretch it out.
yeah,
or
they
something?
didn't like make him a special suit or anything. So Lance is taller, obviously, and skinnier than Jack, but that was one of Lance's suits that he got into.
That must have been kind of uncomfortable to put on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he was walking around it for a couple hours, so
I guess he had to get it. I think he had to like break it in. Did he get to keep it?
yeah.
That's cool.
He could have easily have ad-libbed the line, I can't believe it fits.
I love the line delivery on that. Okay.
He might. I don't know. I don't know what lines he actually had, but we just go with whatever was going on. So some of it was improv. The coolest thing about that episode was probably like playing the guitar with him. Because I had that big Muno guitar.
It's like a big. Is it like
obviously
heavy?
It wasn't
Is that-
real.
yeah,
No, it was like styrofoam, but
I thought
just
it was
to like
hollow on the inside.
kind of rock back and forth, like act like we were like playing the guitar together. That was pretty awesome.
I think that's the scene that really inspired me to play guitar.
Oh, nice. I still can't play
Yeah.
guitar. I tried, and so I'll just keep it.
It's a fun little thing to do. Okay, so do you have a favorite moment from your time performing on the show?
Oh gosh, there's so many, to be honest with you. I think the friendships that were made on the show, on the tour, on everything. Like I still talk to Lance probably like once a week, once every other week. We're doing a con together here in Texas come July. So
I'll be.
and I see him every year at San Diego Comic-Con. So it's just it's one of those things where Plex, Roland was one of my groomsmen. All of them were like at my wedding. It's just one of those things where it's it's the Gabba fam, as we like to say. We send Christmas cards to each other, and we still talk, and we'll all that stuff. So I think that was the best part of the whole thing. And then when you see those guys, anybody in production or the cast, when you see them, it's like no time has passed because we spent so much time together. Blood, sweat, and tears, as they say. Working on this thing. So that's the best part about it. The touring was cool just because I got to travel around the United States and Canada and see all parts of the country on while performing. And, I can't say that I didn't like performing in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade or like doing Jimmy Fallon. Like that was all so rad and so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually near Texas, so I might come to that con.
Oh, nice. Where are you in Texas?
I think I'm like near Dallas, kind of somewhere over there.
Okay, yeah, this one's in Austin. It's like the Greater Austin Comic Con is the one we're doing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be sure to beg my parents.
Yeah, there you go.
This episode will totally come out by the time that con is around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Glitchy.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you and David also performed Muno in turns for the Yo Gabba Gabba live show for 5 years.
Yes.
What was your experience like?
It was so touring is a lot different than the TV show for sure. So, on the TV show, when you're filming, it's you film a scene and then they got to get a different angle or a different shot. So you could do the same scene, over and over and over and over again. With the live show, it's one and done. If you mess up, you mess up. You just got to keep going on. There's no stopping and going back and kind of doing that. So, the live show seemed a lot quicker just because you have an hour and a half of performance and then you're kind of done unless you have 2 shows or whatnot. Where the TV show, you could be there for 12 hours, 14 hours, doing the same thing over and over and over again. And so like both experiences, the live show and the TV show, were very awesome and unique experiences. But you can't really compare them except for the fact that you're like performing the character. They're just 2 totally different like worlds, if you will.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Super
So,
awesome.
and then, like when you're doing the TV show, you get to go home and leave, sleep in your bed and do whatever. On tour, you're either like sleeping on a bus or sleeping in a hotel room. So, it's like totally different kind of worlds. But you kind of meet in the middle in the fact that you are, your Muno or your Plex or your, Broby or whatever the case may be. And you're performing, you're still performing with your family, but just in different aspects of it. So
awesome.
So awesome.
yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, you bring up sleep. I briefly want to mention because I can assume like touring is the polar opposite of the sleep episode. Because
Yeah.
you're lucky you got that episode because you were just lying down the entire time.
Oh
That was
yeah.
It must have been
Completely
a pretty easy
different.
episode.
And
Mhm.
and being on
Must have been
TV and being on stage is different too, because on stage your movements are so much bigger, right? Because you don't have a camera on you. You have to perform to the person that's in the very back row of whatever arena or auditorium you're in. So you got to make those movements so much bigger. Whereas TV, you can, you kind of have the ability just to move a little bit. So working at Disney and being a character at Disney really helped with the stage performance on the live shows.
That is so cool
Yeah.
that you got to do that. It's
You
like
know,
one of my biggest inspirations. I've always wanted to get in the costume, just run around
Do
on a
it.
kid show.
I don't know where you guys live or where you're at, but I mean,
There's got to be someone hiring somewhere.
yeah, absolutely.
Someone somewhere in some place. Yeah.
real quickly though, you mentioned the back row, you got the speakers booming in, but then I remember in the first show, I think it was the Party in My Tummy tour, I remember after the intermission, you and I can't name all the names right now, but I assume it's Karen, Charm, and Jen in
Uh-huh.
your costumes, and you're walking down the line with all these kids while the song "Hey, Let's Go Play," whatever, I forget the title. Like you're walking down the line as you sing it, and it's got to be difficult because you have all these little kids like running up to you below you, and you're just like, "Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
like."
That reminds
I'm
me
not,
of
I'm not gonna lie and say that I probably never knocked down a kid on accident.
Oh
that
my
reminds me. That reminds
That
me.
probably
Nick
happened.
Jr. And the Nick Jr. Mega Music Festival, the cheese
Yes.
runs into a kid And he just
Oh
falls
yeah,
over.
Oh.
yeah. You know,
And we
it's
watched
Almost.
it. My God.
and you can't, you know, your vision is very limited, and then you're trying to get to the stage. You know, you're walking down, you're trying to get to the stage. Luckily, the other cast. So if you weren't in costume for the live show, then you were kind of like a handler or a helper. So they were like with us to kind of part the seas, if you will. Um,
Like,
but
so
that
you
doesn't.
can kind
I
of like
mean, there's
see him
there,
open
you
the
know that
boombox.
it's not perfect every time. So
Anyway,
Like
if
how
I
you can
knocked
kind of
over
see.
any kid while you were there, I do apologize. It wasn't on purpose.
Ah.
Okay, Gio,
no, it's me.
Okay. It's you.
it's
See
you.
the
Yeah,
orange
it's
highlight?
your turn, dude.
Go
Your
ahead.
turn, man. Go ahead, Bo.
Give us
Yeah,
a question.
So you and David, at the beginning of season 4, you were
Oh
no
wait, no.
longer.
Sorry.
Do you mind?
I'm sorry. Oh, we gotta edit that out.
This is what I have to deal with. I'm the oldest one here, and I'm handling
Oldest one here.
Oldest one
loud
here.
mouths.
Guest not included.
I'm a teenager, man. So yeah, he's the oldest one. Yeah.
He's
You're good. You're good.
So
okay.
yeah,
Go ahead, Zach.
you and David were no longer credited for performing Muno at the beginning of the 4th season, and those credits were handed off to Christopher Gilbert and Cedric Gardner.
Yep.
Was that mainly because of the live shows, or was there another reason?
Yeah, that was because of the live shows. They conflicted, so they were happening at the same time. So
Oh.
yeah, we were. I
Oh.
think how it goes
Okay.
is we were like already approved for the live shows, and then they approved season 4 or something along those lines. So we just had to split. Cedric was actually Do It.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so he went on tour with us for a little bit, and so he had that little bit of that kind of thing. But sometimes they brought out Do It on the like live tour. I forgot which show it was. But then he did Muno.
I think it was the first one, and I think he was also with the great Leslie Hall.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what a treat it must be to work for Leslie. She's
Oh yeah, she was great. She was so awesome. Like she's just she's like kind of like Jack Black, where she's just like that's who you get. Like
Yeah.
she's just who she is, you know.
Leslie
Yeah.
Hall is so nice. I've talked to her a few
Oh yeah,
times.
she's such a sweetheart.
yeah, we got to get her on in a future episode.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Definitely.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, and going back a little bit to welcome back to Zach's manipulation minutes. Cedric and Christopher in the 4th season, like I talk about you and David being more out there in the arm movements. They had a bit of a thing where, like say they're running to a certain location. When they stop, they're just like, oh, okay, sure. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
There was a bit less activity going on. It's not to say that they did a bad job, but it's just you can
Sure.
see the difference.
Yeah. Well, and those two, both of them are like amazing dancers. Like that was their background, is they were like dancers. And I think they still do it. But yeah, like if you Christopher is just like he is such a cool dude, and like he's like almost like a entrepreneur, like kind of like he always wears a suit and a like bow tie, and he's always like on point with everything.
So it's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah, no, and so they're just like they're such great dudes, and I think that they have their own spin on Muno, kind of like if character were to change on any other TV show, and it worked. It was just a little different, but it still worked.
So it's like, does he like show up to the live show in a suit, and then he has to get
Oh yeah,
do
he
it?
was like he was always like so like he was like on point all the time.
It's kind of funny.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Yo Gabba Gabba song?
I mean, I think everyone's favorite Muno song is like I love Bugs, but
Yeah, Bugs.
in the
Bugs,
show, in the actual TV show, that was David that did the Bugs song.
Yeah.
But I mean, I mean that's such a good song though.
Oh, I like Bugs.
It gives
Like
me
we both got to do it on the live on the tour.
Wrong one.
But he did it on the TV show. What was it? And like
Oh wait, was it the like rap one?
yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah, he did a rap
The
one,
first one, but
yeah.
There's a lot of I like Bugs.
I mean, the Jack Black episode, right, where we were playing guitar, that was another good one where I liked. That was probably one of my favorite like moments. Probably one of the favorite.
episode
Is it like
a
the
tearjerker,
one where he's like
literally
playing
a
with him, or is it like the
tearjerker,
goodbye
'cause-
song?
It's so it's the one where he's playing with them. I know Muno plays the in that song, and then also the goodbye song. But the one where I was playing with him, that was good. But I mean, everyone and everyone likes "There's a Party in My Tummy" and all of the classic kind of
My favorite is probably
Gabba
the
bangers,
song
if you will.
where
Party in my tummy.
we're
Party
loving
in my
Mother
tummy.
Nature, like that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that song too.
My personal
Yes, what-
favorite is "All My Friends Are Different."
Oh, I love
All My
that
Friends Are
song.
Different is good.
I used to sing that song.
Try
like,
it,
when I was like
you'll like
3.
it. That's a good one that we always
Try it,
use here
like
in the
it.
house.
Yes.
Try it, you like
Get
it.
the sillies out.
Get the sillies out.
Get this. That was probably so fun to film because you just have to like run around, wobble, and
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All the
That's so
Christmas
cool.
stuff too. I don't know if you guys went to like the Christmas tour, but all of that stuff was pretty good.
I had to buy the DVD again because I couldn't go.
Yeah,
think when I was little-
that was fun. Just because I'm I love Christmas, and so just doing that was pretty fun too.
Christmas is so cool.
Yeah, I brought up the "All My Friends Are Different" thing. I want to ask real quickly: was that you as Muno when he was wearing the glasses, or was that David?
That was where he had like the one little like
Yeah, almost like a monocle.
that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that was you,
I was
huh?
the black.
You know, I've always wondered about that song. Does he ever change that contact, or is it just still there?
It's probably still there. I don't know.
No one ever told him to just change his contact.
Yeah. it's just there.
Add that to the lore list.
So, what was your reaction to hearing that Yo Gabba Gabba was getting rebooted?
It was awesome. So I don't know how much I'm allowed to say on that. But they filmed it in 2 different locations. And so I didn't do the reboot. David actually did the reboot. He was the Muno for it. For the LA parts of it. Because he lives in LA, I live in Texas. It's just easier for him to do it because he's right there.
Oh.
And so
Okay.
yeah, and it was, like I said, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. I didn't sign anything, but I don't know how much. Anyways, I don't know when it's coming out or what it is. And I know it's like Apple TV Plus or whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
Let's
yeah, I was gonna
go.
say, like, if you worked on the show, then obviously you couldn't say anything, but you didn't work on it, so you're a free man.
Yeah.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't know. I because I've heard things, I just don't know what the others are allowed to say.
Yeah, I mean,
You probably wouldn't be
You know?
allowed to record this if you were.
Yeah.
Reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
we're waiting on
exactly.
contracts.
I
Do a
heard it
lot
was
of
fun.
stuff.
I heard it was a lot of fun. So we'll see what I can't speak to like who's gonna be on it or whatnot. But I just heard it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I figured out David was on it because I mean he posted a couple things on his Instagram with the troop.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, he like was like, here we are. This is what we're doing, or this is Mermaid Day or whatever it was. So
Okay, so what's next?
Oh yeah. All right.
In the
So
wheel.
the last part.
It's time for the wheel
Oh.
of Discord questions.
nice.
Yay.
We got a wheel here with all our names on it, and a couple of people on our Discord server submitted questions for you. We're going to spin this, and whoever's name it lands on gets to pick the question from the Discord.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh.
Right, spin it,
Yay.
spin it.
Please, I don't know if you can
And
hear it on
it's
here, but
Squitch. Yeah. Awesome.
Glitchy boy.
Glitch,
Glitchy, yeah,
pick us a
glitch.
question.
Pick. You pick.
Okay. From Visa, outside of the characters you performed, do you have a favorite character?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I think probably it would probably have to be Roby or Plex, just because like that's who I had the most interaction with as a character.
Oh.
That's cool.
Roby is so
You
awesome.
can't go wrong
Like-
with those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. Like everybody loves Broby. Plex doesn't get a lot of love sometimes. Neither does Tootie, and I don't know why. But like
I like
don't know.
Tootie. I think Tootie's a good
Me
character.
Me too. Yeah, me
I
too.
think
Yeah.
Tootie's
Me too,
awesome.
Lance, like, You can handle
But I
Tootie.
probably would say like Broby or Plex in that regard is, like, I just as Muno, you had most interaction with them. Fufa sometimes, but like I never, because Tootie Land and Muno Land were like on the exact opposites of like,
Yeah.
of Gabba Land.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
I have
far apart.
I have one last question that this wasn't in our question list, but was it you or David that threw the snowball at Plex? And if it was you, was that fun?
I think that was David. Was it David?
Underneath the credits in the first season, your name's the only one under the costume performer of Muno, so I assume it was you.
Is it? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, that's where it's like, what did I do? I remember that I knocked down the blocks. I remember that I tried to
Which
skateboard, but like they had to pick someone else because they couldn't skateboard in the Muno costume. I might have thrown it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Muno got to do the most exciting things throughout the. It's a tie between him and Broby because Muno's
Yeah.
the star of this Jack and the Beanstalk themed episode.
Yeah, climb up the beanstalk.
Yeah, I know I did.
Yeah,
I know I did that. Like,
classic.
how they did the Indiana Jones like swap
Oh,
thing.
yes.
Like
I
Yeah.
love that.
with the golden corn or whatever. And so that
You
was
just-
me. I got to like do that. I tried to keep the golden corn, but they wouldn't let me.
Oh.
Aw.
Hey,
Maybe
maybe you
cool if
could.
you did, though.
I would think.
I have one last quick question before we wrap this up.
Sure.
So, Muno's the only one, he was the only one given like a legit, like, all members of his family. I can't help but notice, like, I feel like it's David who, like, in the main, like, family episode who's doing all the movements. Is it you as Muno's dad, or is that someone else?
Yeah, I was dad. I was Muno's dad.
Okay, I also noticed about Muno's
Yeah.
dad. That's just the season 1 Muno costume.
Yeah. So, yep.
Oh yeah.
We knew it. We knew
Yeah.
it.
So David was Muno in that one, and I was Muno's dad.
I believe his name is
Oh.
Bruno. Like, they haven't given them like official names on the show. They was just labeled as like,
Yeah.
Muno's dad, Muno's sister, whatever. I think on the
Chivo.
website-
Chibo.
Yeah,
Her name is
yeah,
Chibo. Remember
yeah,
they
it
say
was
it.
Chibo.
Chibo
Yep.
and
Oh,
Go-Go.
Chibo,
Those are the only named
yeah.
words, but then I think
Muno, Chibo, and Go-Go. So I guess the parents are just
on the
nameless.
website they gave his parents' name. I think it was Bruno and Una.
I don't know. That would make sense. That sounds. I don't know. That sounds right.
Wait, so where's
It was just
Broby's
Muno.
family?
Like when we were doing it, it was just like Muno's dad, Muno's mom.
Yeah.
So where's Broby's family?
Oh,
Is
God.
he just
yeah.
familyless?
That's a good. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Mostly in this region,
Broby-
we'll give us some answers.
Definitely, yeah.
Maybe Broby's family is just his friends.
Yeah, because you never saw Bro's family. You did see Tootie's brother. Nice.
Nice, yeah, nice, man.
For our listeners who can't see this, Glitch just pulled up a Muno plush on screen.
Oh, look
Yeah,
at that.
that's awesome, man.
Speaking of Muno,
Thank you.
I can do a really, really bad Muno impression if you want to hear that.
Oh, let's hear it. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Hi, it's me, Muno.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Thanks.
That's good, man. That's good, bro.
That's pretty good. We knew where you guys were asking one of my favorite things about the show. It just popped in my head. One of the favorite things that we ever did on the show was we had a Make-A-Wish wish granted on the show.
Oh, really?
And his kid's name was Mason. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but
Oh.
he loved Gabba, and so his Make-A-Wish was to come on the show. And it was actually during season 4, and I wasn't there, but I was able to fly in because I have a friendship with his mom and dad, still to this day. Scott and Stacey Ann, amazing people, and I got to fly in, jump in costume for like the photo shoot and whatnot. And then they did a little animation cartoon of Mason. He was a kid in the wheelchair. I don't know if you remember that episode.
I think I
but
know
he
what you're
had-
talking about.
yeah, his whole episode just for him, and that was like his Make-A-Wish, and like that still holds
that-
such a special place in my heart. Just to be able to like do that and be a part of it.
I think the episode was like either
Aw.
Farm or Olympics, I want to say.
I think it's
Yeah,
the Christmas one.
I don't know the exact
Olympics
title
sounds
of
more
the
accurate.
episode.
We're gonna have to go through the entirety of season 4 and just
Yeah.
go see.
We'll
Yeah.
be making 16 episodes in the future, so we'll be sure to like take notes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes,
Love
sir.
some little reviews.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to get to talk to you. And
Absolutely.
Talk
Thanks.
about
I
sports.
know
Thank
it's
you so
kind of
much.
like a work in progress to kind of get to this point. So I just like you guys are awesome. I think it's great what you guys are doing. And I
Oh,
hope that,
thank you.
you know,
you,
you
Thanks,
guys
man.
can get
man.
Like, for real,
Thanks,
bro.
man.
as
Thanks,
many of the
man.
cast
So,
and stuff as possible on the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, man.
Hey, man.
That means for coming from you. That means a lot.
Yeah. And you know the best thing that I is you know we couldn't do it if it wasn't you guys, right? Like
Oh,
you
thank you.
guys are the heartbeat and the blood of Gabba.
Oh,
And if it was like you and you know all the Gabba fans are the ones that made it like absolutely worth it, right?
oh, thank you.
And
Yeah.
like I said
Thank
before,
you,
like we
man.
were doing it, it was fun, it was like a cool thing, you know. Oh yeah, we're doing a TV show, and this is gonna be awesome. And just to like see the impact that it had now, as you know, we as down the road, you know, yeah, it was cool for you know, and I don't know
You
how old
know,
you guys are, but
we're
I
all
have people come
teenagers.
up and say, you know, when I was little, that's like what I grew up on. And I was like, well, like you are the ones that made Gabba. We were the ones that were performing and dancing around in a costume, but you guys were the ones that were the actual like heart of Gabba that made it worth it.
You
So
know,
thank you. So thank you guys.
you're welcome, man.
You're welcome,
You
man.
inspired us a lot.
You
You know, you guys' work have like inspired me and my friend Ray. We've made our own cartoons.
That's awesome. And that's like when I hear that, that like makes me like so happy inside.
Yay,
Josh, thank
bro.
you so much
Like,
for
actually,
being on here. We had a fantastic time today. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. And
Thanks,
Give
everyone.
yourselves a big pat on the back.
Yay.
cue the magic words in 3, 2, 1.
Yo!